วัสดีครับ
Good morning. Welcome to Wisdom Kids.
ขอต้อนรับคุณผู้ชมสู่รายการ Wisdom Kids นะครับ We believe that the power of bilingualism can develop the future.
And here we are. ผมชื่อเด็กชายบงคุณสุจิตวณิชครับ
ผมชื่อเด็กชายปุณณวัฒนกุลครับ
My name is Alan Henry Herbie ผมชื่อ Alan Henry Herbie ครับ
ซึ่งพวกเราก็มีข่าวสารมาอัปเดตให้คุณผู้ชมนะครับ
And today, don't miss any part of our show, especially those who wanna be a pilot in the future. Right, let's see our programs highlight for today.
สวัสดีค่ะ For Bilingual Kids today, we have a very special guest joining us for this session, and his story will definitely inspire many youths to follow their dreams. So today we meet a special guest, Thomas Barett, who will tell us about his journey to follow his childhood dream to become a pilot.
ผมนายจักรินทร์ สิรินนทนาเวศนะครับชื่อเล่นชื่อเนมนะครับเริ่มเล่นโกคาร์ทตั้งแต่อายุ9 ขวบครับความฝันนะครับก็อยากได้ลองขี่ F1 ครั้งแรกในชีวิตเลยครับ
Hello friends, welcome to IT for Kids with me, Adam. Today, let's talk about Elmo Lost 1, 2, 3.
สวัสดีค่ะก็กลับมาพบกับอะตอมอีกแล้วนะคะในช่วง Newsroom ค่ะซึ่งในวันนี้นะคะตอมก็มีข่าวสารมากมายจากทั่วทุกมุมโลกนะคะมาฝากเพื่อนๆกันค่ะ
และสำหรับช่วงแรก Bilingual Kids เรามีเรื่องเล่าไลฟ์สไตล์และความสามารถของเด็กๆส่งภาษามาฝากกันครับ What is our activity today?
As we have mentioned, today we are having a course of studying pilot, which, talking about that, is not easy to be one.
ใช่ครับเธอการเป็นนักบินนี่ very good ครับ The world aviation industry needs more pilots to serve the growing economy. และวันนี้เรามีรายละเอียดการเรียนเพื่อเป็นนักบินมาฝากกันครับ
Sawadika, for Bilingual Kids today, we have a very special guest joining us for this session, and his story will definitely inspire many youths to follow their dreams. So today we meet a special guest, Thomas Barett, who will tell us about his journey to follow his childhood dream to become a pilot. So thank you for joining us. Sawadika, Kun Thomas. Thanks again for joining us today on the show. So first of all, starting off, can you tell us a bit about your background? What made you choose to become a pilot?
I wanted to become a pilot because my dream job is to be able to fly. I have been to many countries since I was little, so I have experience with being on planes and stuff. So one day I thought that I would like to become a pilot, so I would like to control an aircraft.
Ah, wow. So it wasn't just being a bird, but it was actually being a plane.
I would like to fly myself.
Fly
like
people.
a bird, but a person cannot fly, so a plane is the
So
option.
how old were you when you discovered you really want to pursue the dream of becoming a pilot?
When I was about 7,
7
8,
years old. Wow. And along that way, what did you do growing up to sort of keep yourself in that loop?
Every time my dad goes back to his country, which is in England, I go with him, and each time I go back with him, it increases more strength for me to become a pilot and love in flying.
So that experience of traveling
Yes.
a lot throughout your lifetime also helped to build that dream. Now, when you got older and getting into school, going to college, what did you have to study to become a pilot?
Mostly studying to become a pilot is the most important is English because we use English to communicate with each other.
Right.
And there's maths and physics. And mostly the most important is aerodynamics because this subject explains how a plane actually flies. And it is really important for a pilot to know how the aircraft he is controlling flies.
That's very important. Which of those subjects do you think was the most challenging for you?
I think I like aerodynamics because it is new to me and it is very interesting for me to know that how a plane that which I have experienced flies. It makes me excited every time.
Talking about planes though, what kind of plane do you always dream of flying?
My dream type aircraft is the Boeing 787 Dreamliner. But I don't really mind any kind of aircraft I would like to fly because my dream is to be able to fly, so I don't mind.
Just be up there in the air.
Yeah, be in the sky.
What kind of support did you receive from your family to follow this dream growing up?
My dad encouraged me to do this because he saw that I had the intention to become a pilot, so he gave his full support for me. So I am doing my best to become a pilot.
Your dad himself also enjoyed flying a lot as well.
Yes, since he was young, he traveled a lot much. So I would like to become a person to be able to travel like that. So I thought that why not make a living out of traveling too. So
there you go.
yes,
And perhaps
a pilot
one
is the
day
best.
you can also pilot for your parents as well.
Yes, I can fly for them one day.
Talking about your favorite plane and your plane that you want to fly, you said anything that gets you up into the air, but of course you may have favorites or preferences. Say, how would you compare a helicopter, say, to a plane?
The helicopter has the same kind of way of flying, but a plane you can carry passengers with them, so it is more exciting to fly a plane than a helicopter.
And say maybe a bigger plane, the better?
I think that when I am be able to fly a plane, it will always make me excited. So I think that if I will be flying alone or for fun, it will be a small type of aircraft. But I think if I'm working, I'll be flying a big type of aircraft.
Being in your industry that you're in right now, what have you observed are some of the most important characteristics that a pilot should have?
A pilot should have responsibility. He should be on time. He should have discipline, and he should have knowledge too, because knowledge is important for a pilot to understand what is going on, what the situation is.
Now we talked about the qualities a pilot should have. What about different airlines? Because the aviation industry is booming all over Southeast Asia, all over the world. So different airlines are really trying to up their number of pilots.
Yeah.
So for you, do you have any particular preferences for any particular airlines, and which and why?
The most airlines I would like to be able to be in is the British Airways, because my country is England, so the best airlines in England is the British Airways. But since I am living in Thailand most of the time, I would like to be in a Thai airline such as Bangkok Airways or Thai Airways, or even a low-cost airlines which is Thai Lion Air, Thai Aviation. For me, I don't mind which kind of airlines. I would like to be able to fly, so I don't mind any kind of airlines.
In terms of different airlines, from your studies right now, are there big differences in how they operate, the airline culture, for example?
Every airline has their special part. Some only fly in the country, some fly only next to the country, domestic, and some go overseas to longer countries.
Right.
So different airlines have more
different operations.
Yes, different
right.
operations.
So a pilot has to be able to adapt and adjust, because perhaps pilots move between airlines too.
Yeah, not often an pilot moves from airlines, but if a pilot does move from each airlines, he still flies the same type of aircraft he used to fly before. If he has to change a new type of aircraft, he has to study from the beginning
Wow.
all over again. So
I see.
it will have to make use some time to adapt to a new kind of aircraft.
So in this field, you really have to become a master of your craft.
Yes.
In this case, aircraft, in order to be able to fly and continue flying and accumulate those hours, piloting hours and whatnot. Wow. So it takes a lot of skill and a lot of dedication and patience. Along your way, traveling, and your journey through becoming a pilot right now, what obstacles have you faced and how did you overcome those obstacles?
The most important obstacle for studying is financial problems, but for me, my parents are giving their support, so it's not a real problem. For me, my English is not too bad, so I don't have a problem in English. Mostly for me is maths. I'm not really quite keen with maths, but it doesn't mean that I cannot do maths, but I try my best to do maths.
So despite things you're not, say, comfortable with doing and subjects that you're not accustomed to, you still, because of your dream to become a pilot, you managed to get over those obstacles on your way to achieve your dream.
Yes.
Indeed. Well, thank you very much for your insight today and best of luck to you on your journey to becoming a pilot.
Thank you.
Thank you. นี่นะคะทุกคนก็เป็นเรื่องราวของคุณโทมัส บาเรตต์ก็เป็นท่านที่มีความฝันยิ่งใหญ่นะคะในการเป็น pilot ไม่ว่าจะเป็นสายการบินอะไรขอให้ได้บินแล้วก็พาผู้โดยสารบินไปเที่ยวด้วยนะคะท่านผู้ชมก็อันนั้นก็จะเป็นสิ่งที่สุดยอดแล้วก็เป็นแรงบันดาลใจของน้องๆหลายๆคนที่พยายามที่จะตามความฝันนะคะ
การจะได้เรียนเป็นนักบินนี่ไม่ใช่แค่เก่งนะครับแต่ต้องมีศักยภาพของร่างกายที่พร้อมด้วยเช่นความแข็งแรงและการมองเห็นครับ
Right, pilot needs to have very good IQ and EQ because when he flies, the crews and his passengers are in his hand.
ใช่แล้วครับทอมัสต้องมีสมาธิและใจครับ And now let's take a short break and come back to see SBS Star. Stay tuned. Stay tuned.